Good afternoon, folks. Oh, sorry. Let me correct that. Bad afternoon, folks. Really bad afternoon. The inflation data was released this morning, and guess what? Turns out absolutely nothing about inflation changed. Absolutely nothing about the skyrocketing prices crushing everyone at the pump and in the grocery store. Because you know why? Because they did absolutely nothing about it. Shocker. Well, not a shocker to us, but apparently it was a shocker to Joe-bama. Here he is having no clue about what's what when he thought it was a good idea to go on a late-night cuddle fest, also known as Jimmy Kimmel Live show.
We have the fastest growing economy in the world. We have 8.6 million new jobs just since I got in office. Unemployment rate's down to 3.6%. We've reduced the deficit last year by $320 billion. This year, going to reduce it by $1.7 trillion.
Right.
And so we're the strongest economy, and that's allowed us at least to stay on top of and a little bit ahead of what's happening around the world.
The stock market was down 880 points because inflation spiked to 8.6% this morning. That was Joe a couple of nights ago. What the hell is going on? So yeah, old Joe-bama has no answers. So get ready for a lot more pain and this nonsense that this is a Putin price hike.
But as I've said from the start, Putin's war is imposing a cost on America and our allies. Putin's price hike that Americans and our allies are feeling at the pump. The start of this year, gas was about $3.30 a gallon. Today, it's about averaging $4.20, $4.22. It's higher in many states. Nearly $1 more in less than 3 months. And the reason for that is because of Putin's war. Putin's war, Putin's price hike. Putin's war. Putin.
Except it's all wrong. Joe Biden was sworn into office on January 20th, 2021. Gas has gone straight up since that day, and it never retreated. It's been going up since day one. Blaming Putin is as lame as Colin Kaepernick getting an NFL jersey. I mean, he stunk before he was cut, and that was way before he became a Black Lives Matter poster guy. But get this, Barack Biden also loves to blame this global supply chain for prices of stuff and the fact that he is, as president, can't keep baby formula on the shelves. Notice this word, global supply chain. They've used it over and over and over again. Well, if that's the case, why are we in America at 41-year highs for inflation, 8.6%? Look at that. Meanwhile, look at that chart right there. China, 2.1%. France, 5.2%. Interesting, right? China, 2.1%. That's because it's all here. It's not global, not a global supply chain. It's not in China, not in other countries like France, Australia, Switzerland. Here in Joe-bama's America. And it's Joe's policies that are causing American wallets to shrink. Hey, maybe we'll all lose a little weight because we either can't afford stuff or we can't find it on the store shelves. I mean, let's be honest. Who couldn't afford to use a few LBs? I know he could. Maybe him too. Know what I'm saying? Okay, not you, Celine. But to make matters worse, today, AAA reported that gasoline at the pump will now cost you your first and second born. The national average for a gallon of gas is just a penny under $5. 1 penny, $4.99 a gallon, and headed much, much higher because a barrel of crude oil today is running $122 per barrel, which means it has to go much higher just to catch up to the crude oil prices. After all, refiners are in the business to earn money, contrary to the liberals who think every business owes everything to government. So yeah, refiners who are paying $122 a barrel today and running 13 million barrels through their refineries today have to raise their prices they get for gasoline, heating oil, and jet fuel to the gas stations and the farmers and the airlines. They have to, hence more pain. But don't worry, Sleepy in Chief has it all under control. $6 a gallon is in the bag, folks, probably a lot higher too, because all Biden would have to do would be to open up the United States for pipelines, for drilling, and for refining, and voila, zip, zip, Oil prices would crash down. Gas prices would crash down. Food prices would crash down, and baby formula would be in abundance. Not more rare than Michael Moore at a Weight Watchers meeting. Sorry, Libyans, too mean, twice in one show. But instead, Joe-bama and his laughing Secretary of Energy, who has absolutely no energy experience, would prefer to do nothing and hope prices come down. It's like a deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car, except the deer is Biden and the squad in a broken down energy policy car. And the inflation is a huge semi-truck barreling down the highway, not giving two fricks about Biden or the American people. Inflation wants more and more of your money. Inflation is an insatiable monster. It keeps coming for more. And then when that's not enough, it wants even more and needs more until it runs out of feed, which in reality, the feed is your money. Unless someone in charge does something. But in this case, the someone in charge, Joe-bama, has not the facilities to do anything. They just don't get it. They think they can wave their little magic liberal wands and make things go away because they're in government. And everyone knows government is all powerful, and we the people should be satisfied and just happy with what they allow us to have. Right, Barack O'Biden?
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
Yeah. Okay. And so, yeah, the Democrat Party thought now would be a great time, perfect time to what? Hold hearings on how to get gas prices down? No. What? Hold hearings on how to find baby formula anywhere in the world to send to America? No. What? Hold hearings to figure out what to do with a massive migrant caravan headed to our southern border because once they get here is a little too late. Know what I mean? I mean, look at these pictures. Remember when Joe Biden blew it on the border last year, just a few months into his first year as failure in chief? Then he tossed the border issue, the bleeding body, so to speak, the crisis at the border, into his assistant's lap. Cammie became the border czar, and look how awesome she was in just a few months as czar. Cammie developed a comprehensive strategy to stop the tsunamic invasion of our southern perimeter. And so awesome with words, Cammie summed up a very elaborate border policy to fix a bad border problem, a disaster really, in a flawless and succinct explanation. Behold our border czar, our vice president, using her high intellect and profound verbal skills, her solution to the millions of illegals invading the country.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
That's it. Great. That should do the trick. But wait, where are all the illegals who think they have a right to get here because Biden?
Why now? The best time. Because of the administration? Because of Joe Biden.
Ah, yeah, got it. So yeah, Dems and the two fake Republicans had their primetime show last night, and it was billed as a summer blockbuster with all new action scenes and state-of-the-art CGIs. After almost 3 hours watching it last night, dozing in and out of consciousness, I'd say it was more like Sharknado 5. Lots of fake action, but generally a work of fiction. I mean, really, sharks flying around a tornado, eating humans? That'd be ridiculous.